are very proud today to have Craig Jelinek speak to us. Craig is the Costco CEO. We all know and love Costco, our local company. I told him he really got introduced already last week by Hedrick Smith, who I think cited Costco 3 or 4 times in his remarks. Craig has been with Costco since 1984 when he was hired as the warehouse manager, and typical of Costco, he rose through the ranks and today is CEO, a position he took on just a year ago. I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about Costco. It's a pretty simple formula, but as he says, the hard part is keeping it simple, and that is pay good wages, treat people well, treat people fairly, keep expenses down, keep prices down, and you're going to sell a lot of merchandise, and we all know that they sell a lot of merchandise. Costco is the #2 retailer in the U.S. They have an astounding 89% renewal rate of membership, that in this age of fickle consumerism. Their massive warehouses we're all aware of, 627 warehouses around the world, stocking about 4,000 products, and the markup is never more than 14%. So we are getting a good deal there. The story that Costco has to tell about how they treat their workers is legendary in our community. They pay $20.89 an hour. They support their workers all the way. Thank you. Costco is known for its educational support of people who start in the warehouses and work up and work through school. And as Jelinek says, it also puts more money back into the economy. That creates a healthier country. It's really that simple. Finally, those $1.50 hot dogs, he promises that if the price ever changes, he will subsidize it personally. So.
That just about takes care of my presentation. Okay, you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. We're going to start here with a little propaganda.
People love Costco, Neil. You know, rich, poor, every race, color, creed, socioeconomic level. People love Costco. They fight to have one in their neighborhood.
Profitable corporations like Costco see higher wages as the smart way to boost productivity and reduce turnover.
Look at Costco, probably, in my opinion, the best retailer in America. Their margins are lower than Walmart, but they know how to get that top-end customer. They've got all that food, but it's done in a better way. It's absolutely brilliant. They sell at lower margins, yet they get, look at that, they got a little Mercedes in the parking lot. This is real merchandising. Brilliant.
Earlier today, Mitt Romney was spotted on a Costco shopping spree. That's right, Romney ended up buying 14 Costcos. Amazing.
Increasingly, more and more celebrities are interested in saving money at Costco. Bruce Willis was saying that the place is like its own art museum, and Bethany Frankel says Costco is her religion, and Jimmy Kimmel even got his engagement ring on the website for Costco.
#3, can you hear me now? Costco is now the new #1 seller of hearing aids.
Try Kirkland's signature pork bacon from Costco. It is the only one that rates excellent for taste. It crisps up nicely and consistently has a balanced blend of fat and meat flavors with just the right amount of smoky sweetness.
You can save big, as much as 40%, if you know where to shop. Consumer Reports found you get the most bang for your buck at Costco. Shoppers can expect to pay less than $200 for above-average quality.
So, Sabrina Rodriguez, when some guy finally has the good sense to pop the question, would you mind having an engagement ring, a wedding ring from Costco?
Not at all. Not at all.
Very sensible of you. Oh, the Tiffany's ring, they paid more, and it wasn't appraised as high. The Costco ring consistently appraised by jewelers at worth more than the sales price.
And I also heard, correct me if I'm wrong on this, that you bought your wedding ring at Costco?
Yes, that is true. It is true. I know people think I'm joking, but I did buy it at Costco.com.
Oh, at Costco.com.
Yeah.
I didn't know Costco sold wedding rings. They really sell everything.
Oh, they have everything. I'm going to be buried in a Costco casket.
Did you know there aren't many places where you could get a lunch for $1.50 these days? That's just another good reason that shoppers go to Costco. The company is featured in the new issue of Bloomberg Businessweek. The magazine's editor, Josh Tierengill, is joining us at the table. And Josh, let's talk about Costco, what makes it so successful other than free samples all around the store. I swear, you can make a meal. I know.
You can make a couple.
Experience, I know.
And people are holding a little tray.
That's right.
Count me among a Costco shopper.
I got a car.
Yes, indeed.
So it's true.
The success of the place is really interesting because on the one hand, it really is the cheapest company in America. I mean, it doesn't have stores, it has a warehouse. It doesn't even have shelves. It has what they call the steel.
Yes.
The executive offices are pathetic. There's no boardroom table.
And long lines.
It's a series of a bunch of tables. There's no publicity. At the same time, it's remarkably generous to its employees. So to its customers, cheap is all that matters. To its employees, it pays them well. 88% of their hourly workers get company-sponsored health care. There's 5% turnover, which is unheard of in their retail business.
What's the hourly wage, do you know?
So they're at about $21 per hour on average, which in retail is just unbelievable. And the theory behind it is if we can keep our employees happy and keep them here, customer service and a lack of turnover is going to make us much more profitable.
Secret shoppers called more than 200 pharmacies throughout the U.S. They were shopping for 5 popular generic drugs. Costco was the least expensive overall, and you don't need to be a member to use the pharmacy. A few independent pharmacies also did well, while CVS, Rite Aid, and Target had the highest retail prices. For example, a 1-month supply of generic Lipitor used to lower cholesterol cost $17 at Costco. At Walmart, it was $68, while at CVS, it cost $150. Generic Singular, an asthma medication, cost $27 at Costco, $47 at Sam's Club, while it was a whopping $165 at CVS.
When it comes to toilet paper and paper towels, Costco might be your go-to place.
Like the cakes, the vegetables are very good. All the fruits are good as well. And then we come to eat.
But for caskets or even cars?
We had been to the dealership and we knew we really wanted an Acura, but we checked with Costco and we could get a better price.
One of the best deals Consumer Reports money experts found at Costco were the designer purses. This Gucci is $300 in store, $850 retail. That's about a 65% discount. But inventory is limited, so if you see one, get it.
If you're looking for a new TV, should you shop at a giant warehouse store like Costco, or are you better off at an independent electronics store? Consumer Reports' just released survey of its subscribers can help you decide. Costco topped the ratings in one category.
Well, they're cheaper. The price point is excellent. You get a good price.
And Costco has a generous return policy for electronics.
Well, we know that the Great Recession has left many people scarred. And what people have done is they've changed the way that they change their habits. Theme parks. I'm not kidding. Cedar Fair, Six Flags, they are doing incredibly well. Inexpensive vacations. Carnival Cruise, doing amazingly. Inexpensive vacation. TJX, Costco. This is where people go now. They just go to Costco and they load it all up. And I got to tell you, that's smart. We're not going back to those ways that we did before the Great Recession. People have been imprinted that they were reckless and they spent too much, and so they've changed. They're frugal as a way of being, and that's why a Costco is going to be a great stock for a very long time.
And Black Friday, of course, is this Friday. It's the busiest shopping day of the year, and Costco has designed a new shopping cart. I don't know if you saw that story. Check it out.
We're about to see some big changes at Costco. In fact, some people are wondering if Costco's brand new shopping carts are designed to make you shop more. The new carts are wider, taller, and lighter than most others. They also have more room underneath the main basket. So real shoppers want to fill them up.
You know, you can't pay for that free advertising. So that's one thing that we do to make sure that we're still relevant. We like to keep those and show them. So anyway, I'm going to kind of take you through, and I'm going to move through as quick as I can because I know we're short on time, but I'm going to kind of go through and what most people like to know is the story of Costco, so I'm going to kind of go through it real quick for you. So Costco actually started, I'm sure a lot of you know Jim Senegal and Jeff Brobman, and originally drew plans to start a new business, and it was designed to clone really, which was the Price Club, which was a warehouse club down in San Diego. And from that, we raised about $7.5 million. We can't even get a piece of property these days for $7.5 million. So that's what it took to start the company. At that time, there were 6 additional warehouse clubs out there. Saul Price always used to make the remark, and don't take this wrong, but he wished he would have put a condom on the business. But with that, there were 6 other companies that grew: Sam's, BJ's, Pay's, Wholesale Club, Warehouse, and Price Savers. Now there's only 2 of them left, which is a Price Club and Sam's. Right out front here, this is our first Costco warehouse. You can see that the little square in the front was our office, and that's where everything started. 30 years later, we've turned that into, or actually about 25 years later, we bulldozed that old Costco down and created this new one down there. The original business plan was to basically, we figured in 1989 we'd have about 12 buildings, and when I talked, or 1984, when I talked to Jim, Jim said, look, come up here, we're going to start a business, and we're going to have about 20 Costcos. You know, you can stay up here in Seattle, you'll run one of the Costco buildings. And I said, you know, what have I got to lose? I didn't quite see myself running a Costco for 30 or 40 years, but we came up here and business got started. And when we thought we would have, like I said, we figured we'd have average sales of about $80 million, and total sales, if we could do $1 billion, we'd be happy and make a 3% bottom line. First year of operation, we opened up, we had sales of $100 million, and we opened up 4 locations: Salt Lake City, Tacoma, South Center. And what was crazy, we also decided to go to Tampa, Florida. Now this is a startup company, and we're going to head to Tampa. So in 1985, we enter the Canadian market for us. 1986, we decide to go to the Midwest. 1987, we leave the Midwest. So you've got a company that started in Seattle. You got a company that decided, we'll show them, we're going to go to Tampa, and then we're going to go right smack in the Midwest. So we can go left to right. What we forgot was we might run out of money. So we had to close down in 1987 because we were struggling in Florida, and we were concerned in 1987 if we were going to have enough money to make it. 1988, one of the big breakthroughs, we went into the meat department business. 1992, we ventured out down to Mexico. So we learned our lesson in the United States, but we saw opportunities in other countries. In 1993, we headed to Europe. In 1993, we merged with Clone. At that time, the combination of both companies was about $13 billion. And in 1995, we went to Taiwan, and I hope you're a member in Taiwan. Yes. Thank you. 1996, some people suggest we went to another country. We went to New York. In 1997, this was probably one of the real big growth in our company. We went to the Costco executive member. And what this was designed to do, we created member services. And for extra $100 a year, you could get discount on these services, anywhere from car insurance to mortgage lending, etc. And literally, we could not sell this card or give it away. And obviously what we do with our membership fees, we collect membership fees. The greater our membership fees are, the more we turn around at lower prices. And we couldn't give this away, so Jim Senegal's sitting around and he says, look, we're going to give everybody that buys one of these, we're going to give them a 2%, 2% rebate every year. And all of us on the executive committee thought he had lost his mind. We're having a tough time paying bills now, and we're going to give him 2% back. And it was probably one of the biggest things that just really got our business even moving faster, was giving everybody who bought this card a 2% rebate. 1989, we got into the .com business, and yes, Amazon is still around. 1999, we went into Japan. In the year 2000, we decided that we were going to get into the travel agent business, and to give one more thing to enhance our membership, so we bought a travel company called Pacific Travel, and this has become a very big business for us. We never took credit cards, but in 2004, we decided to get into a relationship with American Express where we would allow them on any purchases that was made on that card that was co-branded with with us. So your membership fee actually gave you a free American Express card if you qualified, and along with that, you would get up to a 2% rebate on all your purchases. This has also become a very big credit card for us, and also we are American Express's largest cardholder now. And in 2006, something that we went out and did that has not become that rewarding for us, we got into the car wash business. And you know, we've got about 7 of these, and until we figure out what we're doing here, we will have 7. So it's this is not one of our greater success stories, but we're going to figure it out over time. So moving along, today, we're the 2nd largest retailer in the United States. That includes globally. 4th largest retailer in the world. We're currently ranked 22nd in terms of sales on the Fortune 500, and we've got a cap right now of about $51 billion. Today, we're a $105 billion company, and we will continue to try to grow our business. Our goal is to open up about 30 new Costco's a year. We have a plan to try to do that over the next 5 years, and that half of them would be in the U.S. and the other half would be in foreign countries. Currently, we have about 194,000 employees, and we do over 2 million transactions a day. As you see right here, we have 652 warehouses. The great percentage of them are in the U.S., but we continue to grow in other countries. We will be going to Spain and open up our first building in Spain on the 11th of May, and we would hope sometime next year to get our first building open in Paris, France. Today we currently have 40 million households, 75 million card holders, and our renewal rate has actually gone from 89% to 90%, so we're happy about that. And we currently, if you see that $2.5 billion or $2.4 billion membership fees is basically the profit to us. Our demographics, one of the things that we normally do is sell higher end goods. Our household income is much higher than the U.S., some almost about $25,000 more. 33% of our membership base has an income over $100,000. 88% of them own their home. One of the things that we have to continue to work on is we do have an aging consumer. We're about 3 years higher than the average age of a consumer in the U.S. One of the things that we're doing is drastically trying to go after the younger consumer, doing things like organics, which is becoming a very big business for us. The things that we actually have to do, sales volume is very important to us. As we talked about when we first company started, we would hope to have an average of $80 million per building. We currently have 148 buildings who are actually over 200 million, and we have one in Korea that's actually over 400 million. So we need sales volume. We pay high wages. We work off of low margins. We need sales volume. It's very difficult for us to be profitable with a building that's doing less than 90 million a year. Our strengths clearly are card holders, our 90% strong membership renewal. If we ever see that renewal rate drop, we know we're going to have a problem, so it's very important that we continue to maintain that. Treasure hunt atmosphere, it's important for us that you came in and said, I looked for 4 things and I spent $300. That's, when you quit doing that, that's going to be another red flag. You know, merchandise strategy, limited SKUs, limited selection, high quality national brands. You know, one of the things for efficiencies, we put things on pallets, try not to handle the merchandise. That's one of the ways that we keep our expenses down. Television sets, big category for us, over $2 billion last year. One of the things that you'll be seeing in TVs will be the new 4K TV, which will be coming out. It's out now, but you'll see the prices come down. For you guys and gals out there who love football, you'll actually see the grass move on these TVs. They're unbelievable. Diamonds, 114,000 carats in diamonds last year. National brands, we have our Kirkland Signature. We continue to sell brand merchandise. Lucky Jeans here, $34.99. Our Kirkland Signature shirt has become a very popular shirt for us at $17.99. Our wines, we're the largest fine wine seller in the United States. Produce, we're currently sourcing now from 44 countries. Meat produce is very important for us in terms of driving trips into Costco's. Our bakeries, bakery sales over $1.4 billion last year. This is, I know for a lot of you guys, this probably isn't really exciting. For someone like myself, 3 days prior to Thanksgiving, 17 million dinner rolls, 1.6 million pumpkin pies. It's the little things in life. Our meat sales, over $5.4 billion in sales. This is probably one of my most favorite items, our rotisserie chickens. $4.99 chicken, 69 million chickens last year. One of the next things that we are a brand house. One of the brands that we created was our Kirkland Signature brand. This is our #1 selling liquor item. This is the #1 selling item also in Palm Springs. That's a true story, by the way. Number one selling item in both of those buildings. Kirkland Signature chocolate chips, as I said before, one of the things that we want to do, one of the ways that you take out costs out of a product and is to take it through the channel of distribution. We've always wanted to make sure that the farmer gets more money. The farmer needs to get more money. We need to make a small margin, and the consumer benefits by it. We're going to sell more product. So we've actually gone. Thank you. We are always trying to go to the farmers, get them more money, but there's always a lot of people in the channel that take a lot of money that don't do a lot. And everybody is entitled to make a fair wage, but you got to work for it. And one of the things that we've done is just try to go and help these farmers build infrastructures. A lot of them are in other countries, but it's very important that we do that. They can sustain their families, and we'll give lower prices to the consumers. So that's what we're all about, and we're finding we're doing more and more of that all the time. Organic tomatoes, these are actually probably about 40% less than they would cost you at the brand. We've gone and bought these directly from the farmer, and they're actually coming out of California. Kirkland Signature tie, $19.99. This is a $135 tie at a department store. As you saw earlier, cars, a very big category for us. This is one of my favorite, our food courts. 113 million hot dogs sold last year. Eyeglasses, 4.3 million pairs of glasses last year. Hearing aids is becoming, with the aging population, a very big business for us. Digital hearing aids, you can see that we're about, as a lady spoke on the news article, we're about 50% less out there with our Kirkland Signature hearing aid than anybody in the business. Our pharmacy business, over 38 million prescriptions last year. And probably one of the biggest things that we've got in terms of driving trips is our gas station. And I think it's probably just trying to fight against the system on gas. People will sit in line for long periods of time to save 3 or 4 cents a gallon in gasoline. I think it's great, but that's something that people really relate to. Our operation mission is very simple. We always want to try to figure out, we'll never try to figure out how much more money or margin we can make on an item. We'll always try to figure out how little we can make on an item and sell more merchandise. Operation efficiencies, cost containment at every level of our business. Why did we succeed? We weren't smart enough to have an exit strategy. We just figured that if we bring merchandise with low prices, we're going to figure out how to make this thing work. And You know, we've been very blessed. Understand discipline's required. We assembled a good team, great merchants. You know, we think it's a fun place to work. We hope our employees do. We turn our management less than 1% a year. So we think it's people enjoy working there. And we've been very blessed. Anybody else that tells you that it's all about you, it's not accurate. We're very fortunate, very blessed. Operating controls, no advertising. We leave everybody else to talk about us. No public relation department, no bags, no high shrink items, no fancy facilities. As you heard the gentleman from Bloomberg talk about my office, it was pathetic. It wasn't that bad, but he was very critical. Sustainability, that's certainly something of the future. One thing about sustainability, there's a couple things that you have to think about. You know, you always want to do things to conserve. You always want to conserve energy, but it's also got to be good for business. There's not a lot of people out there that figuring out that they'll use solar if it's going to cost them more money. So it's gotta work. One of the things that we also, when we talk about sustainability, we have to make sure that when we talk about going out and helping these farmers, we also know that we're helping these farmers, but we're going to be assured of having merchandise to sell 15, 20 years down the road. You know, our code of ethics is it's really simple. Things that you can remember: obey the law, take care of your customers, take care of your employees, take care of your suppliers. And if you do all those things, right, we're pretty comfortable that we're going to reward our shareholders. You know, if you talk about, we were always criticized as a company about our low margins. A lot of people said it was a great place to be a customer, a great place to be an employee, but a terrible place for shareholders because we worked off of so low margins and we paid such high wages. But since we went public in 1985, our sales have grown 14% a year, our income about 14%, and our stock price close to 17% annually. You know, you can talk a good game, but I got to tell you, anybody that tells you a company is only as good as the employees, it's not about me, it's about everybody, and it's all about your employees. And our view is we have a responsibility to serve our employees, and if they can grow, everybody else around them grows. Great employees, highly compensated, low turnover, and 85% of them are eligible for benefits. You know, what we have to continue to do, improve over the next 15 years. We always have to be a moving target and continue to innovate. Core values to the shareholders, quality of products, and one thing that we always have to do is think like a small company. The last 8 years, considered to be one of the most admired companies on the Fortune 500. These pictures I'm going to go through fast. I just kind of like to show you what excites us. That's an opening in Australia. This is an opening in Japan. This is our food court in Amagasaki, Japan. And you think our food courts are busy in the U.S. This food court does 3 times the business than any one of our food courts do in the U.S. And it's the same items, pizza and hot dogs. Shimisato, Japan. This is one of the bakeries. These are also our largest bakeries in the company. This is a famous bear in Taiwan. These, a lot of you see a lot of motorcycles around there, and this was a gentleman buying this bear and putting it on his motor scooter. Another building we opened up in Japan. This is Hiroshima, Japan. This is looking from the catchers, the home plate, looking right over the this is the Swallows, and looking at Costco wholesale right behind it. Taiwan. This is one of our favorite places to have a hot dog. This is Cabo. In finishing up here, this is, in all seriousness, we're a simple company. We drive sales, we want quality. Quality in our people, quality in our merchandise, quality in everything that we do, and create value. That's what we're all about. We're simple, as I told you. When we talk to our managers, there's a few things that you need to do. You need to be accountable for your business, what you do, but you're responsible for everything that happens within an organization. If it means emptying trash, if it means helping somebody that helps stock something, that's just what you do. Nobody is above doing anything. Be engaged with your business and all employees. Teach. Everyone is included. Probably one of the reasons, and we're far from being perfect, but it's important that there's no job in an organization that's not important. Some have more responsibility than others, but everyone's got to feel included. Be aggressive as a company. Have a partner. If you're wrong, make it right, and then figure out what's the lesson to be learned here. One of the things in finishing up here that I always tell, and I do a lot of conversations with schools, and it's talked about complacency. And this is not to, I look at this list every day because when you feel that you're concerned, you have a responsibility for 194,000 employees, you're making decisions with their livelihood. And don't show this on the news. But these are companies that were great American companies that, in my view, if you look at the United and Delta, those were some of the strongest airlines at one time. Ford, GMC, Circuit City in the 80s was the talk of the world. Kmart and Sears were tough companies, and then Walmart came along. You had Best Buy, who put Circuit City out of business. All these companies over time have struggled. And what happens is you become complacency and you start to forget where your roots were. And that's one thing that I always tell our organization, never forget where you came from, and that's quality through the system and low prices. One of the things as we grow, at one time we were considered to be a young group, and everybody used to say, you guys are too young. Now they're starting to say, you guys are getting awful old. And what's important that we do, that we have in front of us for the next 10 years is to make sure that we maintain our core values and our culture in this organization and make sure that when we leave, everybody understands what those values are. One of the things that we always say, consistency achieves excellence. Do a few things, but try to do them right. And this is what I always tell our management group. Lead by example, stay focused, keep it simple, enjoy your work, and everything and everybody in the organization's got to be respected, from the equipment, from the forklifts, to the refrigeration case, to the desks. You respect everything. Any questions? Thank you. I apologize for moving so fast. I was getting the hand down here, so. Any questions? I know we're running late.
I think we don't have time this time because I'll lose my job if we're not out of here on time.
Thank you. Sorry I was so long.
No.
Seattle Rotary Online is made possible in part by a grant from First Choice Health, working with the Washington Health Information Collaborative to use technology to bring better health care to patients throughout the Pacific Northwest. First Choice Health.